It began with a single moment, a young princess stepping into the public eye, poised yet full of quiet determination. Princess Leonor's first official visit was more than a ceremonial debut. It was a defining step into leadership, a transformation from the sheltered world of royal preparation to the vibrant reality of public responsibility. The image of the lady in red was captivating, but behind the color and composure lay something deeper, the rise of a modern monarch. In an age where tradition often collides with progress, Princess Leonor stands at the crossroads of history and modernity. Her presence signals not just a continuation of Spain's royal lineage, but an evolution of what royalty means in the 21st century. No longer defined solely by formality and distance, the new generation of monarchy thrives on approachability, understanding, and purpose. Leonor embodies this change with remarkable naturalness. Every gesture, every word, every appearance seems to carry the weight of centuries, yet she wears it lightly, transforming duty into dialogue and protocol into connection. What makes her emergence so compelling is the authenticity she brings to her role. Unlike the distant figureheads of old, Princess Leonor radiates relatability. Her youth, intelligence, and humility connect her to a generation that values sincerity over spectacle. When she engages with citizens, it is not merely an act of representation, but a demonstration of empathy. Her interactions feel genuine, her curiosity real. This is not performance, it is purpose. It is the hallmark of a leader who understands that her crown will one day symbolize not power over people, but service to them. Her first official engagements reflect this philosophy. Each event, whether greeting dignitaries or visiting local communities, has been an exercise in observation, understanding, and connection. She listens intently, speaks thoughtfully, and exudes calm confidence. These qualities are not accidental. They are the result of years of preparation, guided by her parents, King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, who themselves represent a modernized vision of monarchy grounded in integrity and respect. Leonor, following in their footsteps, carries that vision forward with youthful energy and optimism. In her, we see the rebirth of royal relevance. The monarchy's role today is not to dictate but to unite, not to command but to represent. Princess Leonor's emergence signals that she understands this perfectly. She knows that her voice must resonate with a diverse, dynamic, and digitally connected society. Her leadership will be defined not by speeches alone, but by her ability to listen, adapt, and engage. The dawn of her public journey reminds us that true leadership begins not with authority, but with awareness. The lady in red is not just a figure of elegance. She is a symbol of evolution. Her presence reminds Spain and the world that the strength of the crown lies not in its glittering jewels, but in the character of the one who wears it. The moment Princess Leonor appeared in her striking red ensemble, the world paused not merely to admire a beautiful dress, but to interpret the message behind it. It wasn't just fashion, it was communication. In that instant, she proved that clothing, when chosen with intention, can transcend aesthetics and become a language of identity, confidence, and national pride. The lady in red did not just wear a color, she embodied it. Red has long been associated with power, courage, and vitality. It's the hue of Spain's flag, the color of its heart and history. By choosing red for her first official visit, Princess Leonor wasn't making a random style decision, she was crafting a statement. Every fold of fabric, every shade and silhouette reflected awareness of her role as a symbol of her country. The color spoke for her before she uttered a word. Strong, bold, and ready to lead. Fashion, in her hands, became diplomacy, a subtle, elegant bridge between her personal identity and her public duty. But Princess Leonor's approach to style goes beyond symbolism. She has inherited from her mother, Queen Letizia, a deep understanding that fashion carries cultural and emotional weight. It has the power to connect, to inspire, and to communicate values without a single sentence spoken. Her choices are never ostentatious, never superficial. Instead, they are thoughtful reflections of balance. She blends tradition with modernity, modesty with confidence, simplicity with grace. Through her wardrobe, she tells a story of evolution, of a young woman stepping into the global spotlight with authenticity and strength. On her first official visit, This mastery of visual storytelling was on full display. The red ensemble radiated warmth and vitality, but also restrained a sign that she respects the dignity of her position while embracing her individuality. It reminded the world that elegance does not need extravagance to be powerful. Her look captured attention not for its extravagance, but for its meaning, and that is where true fashion leadership lies. What makes Princess Leonor's fashion so impactful is her awareness of its influence. In a world where public figures are scrutinized for every detail, she turns observation into opportunity. Her fashion choices reflect the kind of monarchy she represents: poised, progressive, and people-centered. She uses her appearance not to separate herself from others, but to engage them, to build bridges of relatability and respect. Each ensemble becomes a chapter in her story, one that blends youth, culture, and duty. In that radiant red dress, Princess Leonor showed that fashion is not frivolity, it is expression. It is a mirror of personality and purpose. It can speak of confidence without arrogance, authority without distance. Through her refined yet powerful choices, she redefines royal style as something more than beauty, as a language of leadership. The lady in red spoke without words, and the world listened. When Princess Leonor stepped into her first official engagement, she carried with her not only the expectations of a nation, but the weight of centuries of royal tradition. Yet, in her calm presence and confident smile, there was something unmistakably new, a quiet signal that the monarchy she represents is evolving. She stands at the intersection of past and future, tradition and transformation, and she carries both with balance and grace. For generations, royalty has been defined by grandeur, ceremony, and distance. The image of the monarch was one of untouchable elegance, a figure admired from afar. But Princess Leonor represents a shift from that image, a redefinition of what royalty can and should be in the modern era. She honors the deep traditions of her family, yet she does not allow those traditions to confine her. Instead, she uses them as a foundation to build a future that feels relatable, inclusive, and forward-looking. In her, Spain sees not just continuity, but evolution. Her approach to royal life is rooted in understanding that true power lies in connection. While she respects the rituals and responsibilities of her position, she interprets them through the lens of today's world, one that values authenticity, dialogue, and empathy over formality. Her public appearances reflect this beautifully. She walks with grace, but without distance. She speaks with authority, but without arrogance. She carries the dignity of her title, yet her warmth dissolves barriers. Through every engagement, she reaffirms that monarchy can be modern not by abandoning tradition, but by allowing it to adapt. This balance is what defines Princess Leonor's growing influence. She recognizes that the role of a royal in the 21st century is not merely to uphold legacy, but to give it relevance. Her generation has been shaped by technology, diversity, and change, and she brings that awareness into her public life. Whether meeting young people, addressing institutions, or representing her nation abroad, she embodies a form of leadership that listens before it speaks. She bridges the distance between the palace and the people, showing that nobility is measured not by status, but by service. The transformation she represents is subtle yet powerful. It is not a rebellion against the past, but a renewal of its meaning. Princess Leonor's every gesture reminds us that tradition does not have to be rigid. It can evolve, breathe, and grow. Her ability to merge heritage with modern humanity makes her more than a royal figure. It makes her a symbol of progress grounded in respect. Through her, we see how timeless values, honor, duty, grace can find fresh life in a changing world. Princess Leonor bridges the gap between history and hope, proving that the future of royalty lies not in separation, but in connection. She carries the crown of yesterday with the spirit of tomorrow, and in that harmony, a new era of monarchy quietly begins.